Hey, today I'll try to stream a bit some malware demonstration. In this case, I'll probably try going with some macros, uh, but I'll try going with a few more variants, not just with Word, but with Excel and maybe some others, maybe even PowerPoint or Project. But that depends on, well, it actually depends if it's going to work. In this case, I am still using like Office 97, so that's still kind of the trouble. So hey, Dalster and Jacob, thanks for staying in still. So this is a 3D flying object screensaver with splash style. This is usually one of my favorites back before. Like usually everyone keeps it like the original Windows logo, but I usually prefer just splash because of the effect. It was much more special when you pick out some other options like explode is kind of meh, kind of also nice. But the ribbons, they are the most lame. The ribbon and two ribbons, like it just spins around. And for the twist, yeah, nothing special overall. And the texture flag is the plain OpenGL instead of Windows flag. So yeah, after we're done with the screensaver talk, I'll go back with some error maybe in this case. So in this case, I don't probably won't be able to actually demonstrate it like with a document, so this is gonna be kind of blind. And I hope I won't actually risk having some kind of a mess with, well, I think, well, we'll just avoid any not safe for work things. That's still kind of worrying. Is there the text screensaver? Well, there is the plain 3D text with OpenGL by default, but there's also the how to say, there's one more. Should be somewhere in here. Oh yeah, it's a marquee text. No, oh no, god damn it! Is this such a mess already? Oh yeah, scrolling marquee, and that this is the thing. So there are at least two screensavers with the text, but yeah. And yeah, by typing volcano in 3D screensaver, it shows different types of volcanoes. That's still correct. I did make a video about it long time ago. That still applies to Windows 98, but Windows NT 4.0 actually has few more text that can also have some secret results in that case. So let me just try to move few examples. So I'll try going with some Excel ones. And goddammit, I still hate the noise. Right, so I still have at least four things to try out. Let me just rename them quickly. So first one is Tini.a. So that's XLS, I assume. Da. Oh, no. Oh god damn it! I even forget the extensions. It's XLS. It's Excel sheet in that case. Tini.a XLS, and finally tester. Tester probably has a few more variants, but I'll just go with these ones. Well, I also might risk infecting some of those, so I'll try going with them disabled with macros infected by default. Let me just check the first one first with the specifications. Author secret, company secret, stats, made 18th of January 2000 around midnight. It seems to be German, and hope that I'm not actually getting something screwed up. We are still safe. Now let me check the macro itself. So the plain work. How do we actually even call it? Like this one, that should be like the workbook. Yeah. So the workbook has nothing inside, but the first table seems to have no. Which one actually? Oh, it has a module. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, but the Easter eggs, it's always nice to actually go back and look at them, but it's usually a bit depressing when you actually go when you cannot actually find the Easter eggs anymore because they can actually get screwed up for a bit. If you actually remember, like for Google's Easter egg, where they actually try, no, not the Easter egg, for April Fools, more exactly, they put a, they actually like added a button for adding a mic drop with a minion dropping the mic, and basically many people actually got their job offer screwed up by that. Even though that shouldn't apply like to Easter eggs, but Easter eggs are kind of still hidden feature though. So you can also say that they are like some kind of like backdoor in this case. So for security reasons, they are no longer an option unless you're doing something completely unrelated to business at least. Then it should be safe, I guess. Also, did you know that there's a new Easter egg found after 25 years in 2021? Uh, I remember only seeing the one for NES for the credits, but there are probably still so many others. It just depends on if someone is going to reverse engineer it and then find the result, if possible. But there's still probably still some secrets even in Windows, but we only have to find them. Okay, back to this. So let me check. So this should be the model of the of open workbook. Then this workbook. So if the line actually has this, then it should delete the line, insert the line, and if it goes to the part, so if it actually goes to the startup, save it to the startup. Also. Okay, that's awkward. Okay, let me see if I. Okay, actually, let's try check the code all of those before we actually try to do anything because I'll most likely infect them in the meantime. Maybe I'll actually make a backup copy. This should be quick enough for a backup. Right, let me try enable them first. So nothing happens yet. So if I try closing just at this point, it should be. It did mention like going to the startup at some point, but nothing in here apparently. Let me check a bit. Oh, Excel application startup path. Well, I need to check what's the actual location for this. Let's see. I should be able to show it with pop-up, I think. Wait, how do you go with the dialogue or? Ah, I already forgot about that. Okay, let's see. I should find a way to actually show a dialogue again. I keep forgetting. Ah, gee, that's not it. Dialog box. Okay, example for this. No, that's not it. Dialog. Wait, maybe pop up. I think I actually had kind of built it to show it before, but maybe I'll probably find it in some other place. There are some changes though, but let's keep it as it is. Okay, so there was actually an Easter egg in Windows 95 found by accident. I think I didn't see that one though. Oh shit, I actually enabled this immediately. Let me check this again. So this seems to be another German one. There are any properties? Spooky the Code Breakers from 1999. Okay, let's see. So the class these are bytes map. This work map, I assume, if that's like the German name. Okay, let me even try to use translator quickly to see if I'm right. Oh, these workbooks. So this workbook project components first module line and lines, then so well, come on. Let me close this and go back. So I assume this might be infection process. Yeah, that's probably just it. Nothing more, nothing less, just infect more. So that's for those that are already open. So there's nothing much else. And this, so this when it's deactivated, yeah, when it's closed, then it's actually trying to save changes. Okay, what about Tini? Now I'm not sure if that's actual XLS or not. So these are blank. So I assume this is actually VBS instead. Let me check. Yeah, so that's actually Visual Basic script. So let's see. Create object shell Excel. So if the file exists at startup, actually if it doesn't exist, then add a workbook. And not sure what is that is in here. Maybe I can actually see in here. Let me check. I actually need to I still can't actually remember all the logic for writing the code in this case, so I'll just go blindly still. So it's an intro. I still have to find out what does this mean exactly. Select from file menu system happy birthday. Save the file as yin3345xls. Close it. Set the cell to the first one, I assume. And if the date is 11th of like that's no. If it's actually 4th of November, then display this message box. My friend. Okay, only delete then delete the templates and the VBS file. Otherwise, if it's the 5th day of the week, which should be either Friday or Saturday, depending on the range from 0 to 6 or 1 to 7. Display this message. It's still kind of gibberish, so I'll probably have to find out a way to actually get it out. And then delete it again and then clean up. Alright, let me just see. Let me try to. Oh. Yeah, it's not in XML. It's not in XLS format. It's VBS in this case. So if I try to run it, and file is not found because Actually doesn't exist. So let me see, let me check again. So this, so here, so which file is not supposed to exist? So it's line 8. Oh. Yeah, I need actually a better notepad in this case. This is the file is not spreadsheet. This is actually VBS. The only thing is that that Excel will still open the file, but it will just parse it in the way it's been written. So basically, try to open it like this. Try to save the plain text like this, and then use Excel to open it. So let me just show it again. And you just try to open the VBS file. It will just open it as it is. So every new line is basically like a row in here. So nothing special. So that's just basically VBS script, not the actual spreadsheet. And I was supposed to actually get a file from here instead. So that should be the VBS file. So the line 8. So from happy birthday. And yeah, that's basically the thing that's actually missing at this point. So let's see if I can actually try to maybe simulate this. I'll get the macro from here and extract this. So it's supposed to be go to Windows, Windows system happy birthday. So if that's the module from here, so that should still work at this point. Okay, apparently it doesn't, unless I screwed up something. If I can here get to the file. Yeah, I saved it as BAS file. It should be without any extension. Right, now if I try it again. So now that seems to work. And now if I try to check the file in startup folder, there's still nothing. Is this even correct? Wait. I actually cannot remember what's the startup path for this. That cell. Yeah. Hold on a sec. Let's just make another copy as a test. And try to just make a message box with getting this part. No, yeah, that part. So message box with this. That should be sufficient. Okay, so the file is actually dropped in program files, Microsoft Office Excel start, then union 3345 XLS. So that's not actually in the startup folder as I was actually expecting. But yeah, I keep always thinking that the startup folder is always this one and not the one for Excel. So it was supposed to be in Office Excel start, and yeah, that's the one. So it's still a blank file, and if I try to disable, oh, it managed to crash for whatever reason. Let's see again. Disable. Wait, that's been, oh, okay, let's cancel this because we already have one open. Let me just reopen this. No. Okay, so this is kind of awkward. Somehow we managed to kind of break the everything in this case. So if I actually remove this document, it works. So for whatever reason, let's see if I can just open this. So basically, this document is still so faulty that it's actually that's crashing Excel in this case. But I actually don't know the actual timestamp of this document, this script though. So what can actually cause the document to actually crash? I have no idea. Maybe I'll probably need some newer version of Office to actually try that out, but I do not actually have it at this moment. Is there any other Office? No, I only have this. I do not have any open Office in this case to actually see if there's some kind of difference. Let me see if I try to just open it in Notepad. What is a notebook? Well, it's a workbook. So what can it actually cause the problem with this? I mean, it looks similar with the structure, at least while opening the document itself. So basically this is very broken overall. But this so that means that if I actually try to put it in here, that should always be opened. So if I try adding like a blank document in here, so that's still okay. So yeah, so by default it's always going to actually keep this document open. Whenever you actually drop anything in here, it's going to be open every time when you open Excel. But we are going to keep this clean for now. So now we've gone with the Tini. We'll go with tester at this point. So what's in here? So it's a macro 2K tester, tester, more precise. So when the workbook is deactivated, I assume closed, then it's going to actually disable the security for macro. So at this point, that's actually going to try to actually switch. So basically, that's going to actually kill the. Wait, where the hell is it? Should be the security part, or wait a second. Wait a second. I assume there's a possibility that this is actually a new format. So basically, this is for Windows 2000, and basically from there, I think there is like the extra security option for for Excel or for Office 97. There's no security option in here, so that's kind of the problem in this case. So I expect so for this to actually work, I would actually need to run Office 2000, and basically it will still disable the macro, so that's the other option. And then let's see, so this is supposed to probably set the value. So for Office 8.0, I assume this is like 97 and this is like 2000. So this is for I assume this is for disabling the macros, and this is for actually disabling the security for macros, like basically disabling the macro security, I think. So usually I don't know if it's available here. So usually in Office 97 you have like only one macro device protection. But for Office 2000 you have like three levels: low, medium, and high. Medium is usually going by asking you every time to actually enable or disable macros, which is basically like this by default. High is usually like requiring like a signed macro, basically configuring that the actual one that you can trust. And the lowest one is basically not giving a shit. Basically just enable anything you want. So now let's see. So this actually has like three options for every language. So apparently, let's see. Let me just think about it for a moment. I assume this is for the names of the worksheets in here. So if you actually tried like to get an object in here, we need to know its name. So in this case, the default name is like Tento sheet for check. This workbook for United States, and for this Arbeitsmap should be for Germany. So I assume that these are actually values defined for every specific language for every specific of its of for oh god damn it, how they say it. So every release of Microsoft Office was usually released with specific language, and every specific language probably has like a some kind of default name for for the objects, which in this case is this workbook for English, and then other ones for a specific language in that case. So gives a bit of workaround to actually get at least one of those. So in this case, copy. So this is usually, so I assume this is like just the infection process then. Check the line if it's infected, and if it's not, then clear it out. Insert the copy of the virus, basically. So yeah. So this is actually now, so this is a basically a copy of this content. So these book lines, assume this, yeah. And then for every other active workbook, it will actually overwrite all the macro content, macro code, and then insert its own copy. So and if it's if the path is like blank, basically like the new file, then it's going to try to save it as with the full name of the saved file, which should be usually the default name of the file when you try to open the new document. So it will actually save as book1.xls, assuming that is. Alright, let's see if we can actually try this worm. So this virus mixing up way too much. Let's see, so I was stuck with tester enable. Now if I try open another document, apparently that's already saved. So when I just quickly created a new document, it quickly switched to like .xls. But when I actually remembered the previously, it didn't actually save it immediately. So so let me see. So it immediately actually saved it. It did manage to save it immediately at this point. And we can actually see in macros in here that it managed to infect the second file already. So this is actually the new infected file, while this was open at this point. So you can see that. So at this point it tried to get the active book when this one is deactivated, which I assume. So assume that whenever you actually try to switch between, it's going to try to save it. So I assume that's the whole point of this. So enable it again open. It already tries to overwrite, as you can see. So that's another measure. So let's see if I try to go like ABC. Now, I think that's still not gonna be saved. Now, if I try switching back, to the first one. So this one should be now active. Now I switch back. Now if I try to close it, that apparently means that it managed to save immediately. So if I try to open this file again, it has macros and it actually managed to save it quickly. So basically at this point, the virus by default will actually try to save changes every time when you try to switch to a window. So whenever you try to switch between, it's going to it's going to save changes. So technically you could say it's like some kind of a technical advantage of the virus by basically saving changes whenever you switch between windows at this point, or actually between workbooks technically. Okay, so we tried most of those at this point. Well, we might as well actually try doing this one still. I think that's still active, I think, or save. Let's see. Let me check again the behavior. So this is going to be the same behavior, or okay, so yeah, it should go with the same behavior in this case. So I'll open a new document. So let's see. So yeah, it managed to already overwrite the content in here. So basically you just made a copy, that's all. So if we try to close it, it's asking to make that we made changes, and we basically technically did, and that's it for the virus. And how should I go with this one still? Let me check again. So this one also overwrites when we actually try going with this, but this is the actual condition for startup path, which is basically that should be the Excel start part, I think. So if I try like opening a new document, let's see. Okay, so there's nothing in here still. The module is supposed to like be activated at this point, but it didn't. So we try to, oh, apparently that's the problem. So for whatever reason, it's out of range. Hold on a sec. Subscript out of range. So what can actually cause this at this moment? So it's basically still there, unless the order is wrong, but makes no sense for a moment. So at least this one is kind of, well, it should work. Maybe it's still kind of working more. Maybe it needs a bit more tweaking at this in this case. But I think we tried all of them. So we didn't try yin in on specific date. No, not yin in, Tini. My mistake. Because we're still missing the text from here. So if we try the month and date, it's supposed to delete the special folders. So let me try to find a way, which are the locations of this. So let me check for a moment. It should be like this. So the Windows Shell special folders for templates. So when you try to get that, so that's supposed to be shell new. So that's supposed to be shell new. Oh. And shell new is usually used to create new files. So basically in here you always have a like empty template file. And then from here, let's see. So that's supposed to delete. Whoa. So I assume this is actually going to delete everything in here apparently. And well, I don't know about this one still, so I don't know how this will behave. Well then, let's see. So it's supposed to be the month should be November, unless it's some kind of other value, and it's supposed to be 4th of September in this case. So if we try to run it, this folder should be gone. So the text is in here. Press OK, and file not found. I assume that the file that was meant in this case was this. So apparently I assume that it should actually wait. It should actually delete both of them, I assume. Or it's supposed to run itself again. I mean, this is kind of problematic as this seems to be incomplete. So I only have like the script file in here, but not the actual macro, like the XLS file. That's probably missing at this point. Because it's actually like looking for like happy birthday file, which we don't know which one it is. The XLS file is here, but that's the one that's screwed up. And then we have the VBS file, which I can only assume that this is the VBS file that was meant to be self-destruct. Let's see. Are we actually missing something else? Back in the day, macros are supposed to be so easy to abuse. Even today are actually easy to abuse. They're like the main vector of attack. So basically, when you try to like to send if you actually want to actually send like some kind of malicious file, you won't actually send like an exe file. You'll try to send like a document file, like any kind of office file with macros in it, or any kind of exploit in there that might work. Even though these days you have like Microsoft has added like some kind of protected mode to avoid any kind of malicious behavior, but the thing is, the workaround for that is social engineering. So if you have anyone actually, if anyone actually wants to like open the file, oh, I run the script again. So if you actually want anyone to actually run the file, you simply need to tell them to disable the security measure that's blocking them to do it. That's all. That's the plain simple logic of all of that. The only thing in here that matters is basically to make sure that your copy of malware is on, how to say, on low detection rate. If it's low, if it's not easily detected, there are low risks that is going to be caught for some specific attack until it's actually found and then marked, and then it's kind of waste at that point, more or less. No, so I was supposed to actually get the file away again. This one. Okay, so if this is supposed to delete the templates files, let me just then apply this in this way. This will actually kind of let's keep it still as it is. I should be able to maybe find a way to maybe read the text file in some other way. Let me go back to the JEdit. Okay, so we're back in here. So let's see if we can actually change the encoding. So assume this might be Chinese because of Yin. So let's see if I can have some few options. Big 5. Actually, is that even possible to apply? No, logic saving. Is this actually even going to apply the encoding in this case, or it's I kind of screwed that up? Wait. Okay, let's see some other encoding. So I don't know if that's actually able to work with some other language or not, or this simply doesn't support it. So I think it's possible somewhere to actually use that. Let me see if I can actually try to open it in Word by any point. I know this is kind of stupid, but I didn't mean like that. Let me check again. No, so not in here. So I did actually install like some kind of like Unicode support, which will also include like writing Chinese characters. But I think that might apply for Outlook then. So let me see from here. It already sounds stupid enough that I'm trying to do it like this way. Uh, yeah, I cannot actually just attach it like that. I mean, if I try just copying and pasting like this, it's not going to work. Like, I do actually have like the Chinese in here available, but I'm unable to actually go with the proper logic in here to actually get this out converted properly. So I probably need to find a way to change encoding to actually make this readable. Because at this point, this probably is not the solution in here. You know, even though it's kind of maybe working, but or maybe if I actually try saving this as some kind of other encoding, maybe that should work. Let me see if I just try to save it like a. I actually save it like that. That's okay. That looks much more awkward then. I don't know. I'll probably have to find some better way to do that. So the only Tini.a doesn't work because it's basically like just a part of it. It's not fully complete. It's still missing some things. So at this point, I probably don't know what's the message in here, and I still probably have to find a way to actually convert such text in some proper way, because in here I'm currently unable to do it. So let me just make a way to actually just delete this part and try the second part to see how it's actually going to delete this shell new part files. So go in here, switch to. Okay, so it was like fifth work day. Let's see. So that didn't work. So this day, Saturday. Hold on a sec. So if it's if the weekday is like 5, so that's supposed to be like Friday or Saturday, but am I wrong? Oh, wait, no, that's the 5. Wait a second. 5, so that's. Hold on a sec. So how the hell that works? For which position actually the weekday applies then? If it's actually like the Sunday being like the first, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, dear God. I assume they try to start like on Sunday in this case. So if I try continuing, nothing happens. So this it should try to delete the file, but nothing happened apparently. So so it's still kind of broken at this point. Alright, let's see if I can actually find something else. I'll just move this away. It's not needed at this moment. Okay, we'll go with with Kryptos, Linda, a car, Papercut, Poison, Sai, and Vic. So let's see how this one will go. Let me just arrange all of this. I hate the order. Like, I don't know if max stock should be below recycle bin or above. Still kind of a mess. or the network neighborhood. Usually the order should be like my computer, then my network places, like from Windows Me, then the documents, then Internet Explorer, then recycle bin, and then everything else. Or maybe I should just like put like Microsoft Outlook in here and then put it like that. But now it actually looks so awkward. It's still something to actually think about. Now, most of those are like MS Office names, so I have no idea which kind of type they are. And yeah, I probably don't have. I don't know if I have any kind of utility to actually find that. What might be the file? So let's see if we can actually use this. Is this actually able to identify the file? Not really. I mean, I have like few utilities like that, but well, I assume this is like document because it actually mentions Kryptos.doc and normal, which is like the normal template. So I assume this is going to be the doc file. I should try out a few more tools that I have installed in here. Like I have a bunch of them, and I have no clue how should I use them at this point. Specifically for the near stuff, they have like the whole bunch of stuff, but it's still kind of a mess if you actually try to think about which file do you actually need for something. Because at one point you actually cannot remember what you'll actually need to use. So yeah, you have lots of tools to work with, but not a lot of things to actually figure out what should be done. Okay, let me check the Kryptos lock first. So this should be still the macro. Ah, damn it. Sorry. Let's see. So when the document is closed, immediately save the normal prompt. So this is going to actually make it make the normal template overwrite immediately without prompt. Hold on a second. This is with the central command on file menu, insert an active document as attachment to an email message, false as text attachment or as text. So in this case, it's going to attach as a document. Where did you get all of those tools from? Basically online. So for most of them, let's see. For Nearsoft, you actually have like Nearsoft. Basically, it's from. Ah, gee, just show me. So from Nearsoft.net. So that site usually has like lots of utilities that you can actually use on your Windows computer and tweak a lot of things in general. So it's quite useful overall. Resource Hacker, you probably heard about it to actually tweak the files inside, but this version is kind of difficult thing to find. You have to like get it through Wayback Machine in this case. Then for system internals, that's actually quite like digging around for finding an old version for it for every specific thing in this case. And JEdit is still the utility that's still kind of available even today, but I'm only using like the old version because of older Java version, I assume. Yeah, there are many icons for the Nearsoft, but I think there's still some for something else. I think it's not the only thing that has like a lot of icons. Could have sworn that that I had like something else still that was like loaded with icons. Or that was just like that thing. Eh, I guess it's just Nersoft at this point. Well, I think I'll have to make like some kind of like specific collection of virtual machines with specific kind of tools. Like for every virtual machine, uh, I'll have to like make a pre-installed variant and then make some kind of script that will just install everything automatically, so I can actually still always have like some kind of solid template in the future. But for now, I still don't have anything like that, so I'll probably have to even work on that at some point. Okay, back to this. So this should send it the file as attachment. And this is basically confirming for overwriting conversion process. When you saw one document that was actually like in some other format, basically the one for VBS, it Excel asks if it should actually save the file in some other format or not. And now here, let's see, can actually see what's this. Okay, so this is setting a string in settings file in registry. So this is basically just overwriting the thing in here. So if the level in here is anything else than blank, then disable the security. So this is basically Windows 2000 or Office 2000 by mistake, and apply the security to 1. Otherwise, hold on a sec. Wait a second. So this is kind of a fallback, I assume. Yeah, that's the fallback in this case. So usually this should be for Office 2000, but this should be for all older versions, which should basically disable the virus protection in this case. Now let's see. So this is for the normal template and the current document. So if the first 3 lines, no, the first line doesn't have the Kryptos in it, then delete everything from the normal. Add, hold on a sec. Add the first 2 lines. Wait. Hold on a sec. That's from the second line. From the second line to the end. Then insert the first line with document open. Hold on a sec. But there's no document open in here. Okay, let me still continue. And then replace from the line 45. So the 45, let's see. There are no lines in here actually wait, there is here. The line 45. So that's the line 45. So from here, replace the method for the workbook deactivate with what? Oh wait, this is supposed to actually just replace the line, or it's actually something that's not supported at this point. So replace the line with subfile exit. So if current line is Kryptos, so if the current file is not infected, then I assume that's also for infection. So this will actually infect the normal template, and this should actually overwrite the existing file. But in here, apparently it has like an option to kill the script, which should be like delete file. So this will delete the Mirk script file, open the file, and add the script that when you join the channel, and if you're not the nickname, then it will try to send the file to others. So I need to also try to set up the IRC server again to actually try this out. I don't have it still kind of set up. I'll probably have to do this at one point and maybe start over with setting up all those machines, and maybe even preparing all of this again. like basically I still need like a separate virtual machine for Windows 98, Windows 95, 98, ME, X 2000, XP. Yeah, I think that's kind of enough. But I also then need to specify the versions of Office. So I need to with Office 95, Office 95, Word 95, oh, Office 95, Windows 95, Office 97, then Office 2000, then Office XP. Yeah, I need to actually plan this out properly still. There are a lot of things that I still need to work with that. But yeah, then there's the problem with the Office. There is like Office 95, Office 97, then Office 2000, and then Office XP. But if I actually go with Windows 2000 and Windows ME, how should I actually separate the versions for that? So many things actually to think about in this case. Right, back to this again. So I was stuck with infection process. So this should be all on. So this should actually add a script to send a file of itself with a with a virus and then just disconnect. I assume no. Well, assume that's just like for the condition, not sure anymore. We'll probably have to check the document for that. I mean, check the Merc scripting documentation. So this is the situation for Excel. So if there's a file that's in the startup and it's not this, then overwrite some options, not exactly which, then apply code for colors. I'm not sure what's about that. And then add the workbook. So I assume like creating a new workbook. Then add the infected with the workbook part. Save it as the book and then close. Then for the, let's see, what's this? Full name of the document, save as the passwords RTF, and then add a few more notes. And yeah, that should be saved as again. Let's see what's in here. So is this the same logic in here? Let's apparently there's some differences. So again, infecting process, startup, and then it's actually asking to open the file. So for writing, so this will actually go with the same logic as above, same. Then there's the code for and code black. So that's still something I didn't see. Then open the index.html, so that's kind of different. Kryptos, met a girl in the rain, waiting for a train. I said I missed my plane. She said, I guess you'll have to stay with me. Do you live far away? Sometimes it's hard to say. She said, look, it's starting to snow, and God, I want to go where the sun goes. Where the sun goes, but she's so cold, Kryptos, welcome to a new age. Nice poetry, at least. And then it's saved, and then it actually runs. I mean, it runs the rec file first. Then back in here, get word. If it doesn't find, then create word. Cross quit. What's this about? Oh yeah, that's apparently quitting the award. Wait. I kind of skipped for a bit. And if, and then get the code module, skip, save normal, overwrite again, and if it's cross quitting, then quit both, I assume. And then this is the randomization part. Let's see, for yearly report, cost cutting, readme secret, finance rep, network security. For this date, I assume. Wait, that's the date, I think. No, yeah, that's the date. And then the passwords. And apparently it seems to drop those files in H, M, and Z network drives if they are actually mounted as network drives. And apparently also the C, and then it quits. Okay, let's try this one out. Enable. Nothing happens yet. Now did something happen. Let's see if it's we mentioned that something. So we have the passwords RTF in here. No, let me see if I can merc in here. No, I do not actually have merc installed. God damn it, that's the thing that I was missing still. So yeah, that's still the infected file. Now, now if I try opening this and then opening another file, hold on a sec. So I'll have to use Excel at this point. Oh, yeah, it crashes because I kept that document again that was broken as hell. Okay, delete both of them and then let's see again. So, clean one. Let me just check for macros in here. Okay, the file is clean. So if I try to close it and now, let's see. Okay, this is still kind of clean. So if I try opening it now, does it actually try to infect this again, or how does it actually work in that case? Oh, wait a second. How do I then try? How do I manage to? Oh, god damn it! Now that's actually disabled. Okay, let me give a quick moment to actually fix that. I'm doing my workaround. So I need a macro in here, unless that's also disabled. Okay, I also add Excel in here at least. And I still miss the. Hold on a sec. I think I had it in here. Wait, it's on the tools. Okay, basically this should be still macros and Visual Basic Editor. Right. So this is still infected, and let's see. Let's go back in here. Okay, this is clean. And this is also clean. Oh, so that's the problem in here. So that's why. Oh, shit, my mistake. So apparently that's why the virus actually added this part. We're adding the code for colors for the foreground and background. So in this case, the colors will actually be the same to the point where it's actually not possible to see anything. So even though it looks blank, it's actually not blank. But does that actually apply in here? No, apparently not. So this is still blank. So now the question is, how am I supposed to actually infect the other file in here? Like I still have a. So how am I supposed to like infect the Excel files in this case? So this goes with, let's see. So this is just like the infection part for that, but okay, let's see. There might be some other ways to do it. I'll try with trying to add a. I don't think this one works. I think it actually requires that maybe that the file must be embedded. Maybe. Which one was actually the clean one? I I already forgot. Back to Excel. I already had it in there. This block one, two. Right, that's in here. So if I try moving that inside, oh, I didn't make any changes yet. Oh wait, there is. Oh wait, that's the. Oh yeah, that's the Kryptos. So it managed to actually infect it at this point. This is it. So at this point, it actually managed to infect the Excel spreadsheet from Word to spreadsheet. So that's why the actual license for this virus is like virus MS Office. So if they're like, so they can actually go cross, they can actually be cross-platform in this case when it comes to the Office platform. Now let's see. So let's see if I can actually get this HTML file. It should be now available at this point. So let's just say yes to all and close. No file still in here. It should be infected, right? Let me check the condition. If there is one. So when the workbook is deactivated. So when is the condition to actually reach this part? When the startup what is not here, then so that okay, so that's actually the confusing part, I guess. Hmm. So wait a second. If I try going like let me see. Let's go back in there and try to delete it. Like delete this thing again, and then go back in here. So if it doesn't exist, then it should actually show up now by now. All right. So we got that. So now we managed to get the registry file. That also applies the the foreground and background colors. Kinda close to it, but let me just check if there's still some kind of difference. Nope, there's still no bit. Hold on a sec. This was yeah. This should be it. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Um. Hmm. All right, I think that this virus managed to actually now update the colors to the point where there where it's completely white. So there's still some text in it, but it's not visible at all. And now we have this. So if we open this, we get to the poetry again, saying, met a girl in the rain, waiting for a train. I said I missed my plane. She said, I guess you'll have to stay with me. Do you live far away? Sometimes it's hard to say. She said, look, it's starting to snow, and God, I want to go where the sun goes. Where the sun goes, but she's so cold. Kryptos, welcome to a new age. You're not done with this one, at least. So overall, this virus manages to spread between few things. So it's able to spread between Word and Excel documents, Word document and Excel spreadsheet. Then it's also able to spread over IRC through Mirk script file. And then finally it's also able to spread over network by dropping the files in few root drives of root drives like C, H, I think it's also R, and then Z. And Z is usually used for network drives. So yeah, that's basically all of that in this case for the Kryptos. So now the next one is Linda. Let me try open this one in Word. Oh, but I have a problem here that I should also try disabling the Mac Pro part. Just give a moment. We'll enable this. Let me just hope that it did manage to click it properly, or wait, it's still active. I think it's still active. Okay, normal is clean. Okay, so there's no infection to normal at least. So let's try changing this to doc. Disable Lampiran A, Lampiran. Not sure which one is this. I cannot remember what's the language for this. Let me just check for a bit. So this is Indonesian. So let me give a rough translation then. Oop. Damn it. Once again. Okay, so appendix A, appendix title, A1 appendix, don't forget to correct the page number according to the attachment. So just plain goat file. Alright, let's see. We cannot actually go in here, so we'll go switch from here. So it has a module. Oh, we have a problem with this. So let me try to solve this quickly. So how did we actually? Yeah, let me just go to Regedit edit instead and find the location for this and then clean it up. So we're in not in the local machine. We are supposed to be in current user, software, Microsoft Office. Oh. No, not Office, VBA, but maybe even Office. We'll go with Excel. Okay, we can actually delete this because this is we're using Office 97, which should be version 8. Let's see, we're just in here, except Microsoft Excel. Option 6. Let me just delete this for a bit, just for the sake of it. Now for VBA. So this should be for Office, and then let's just delete these two. And now when go back, okay, I should probably reload completely. Okay, now we got the code back. So that's the Kryptos part, and this is supposed to be Linda's part. Oh, okay, that's already a trouble. So it's kind of obfuscated. Let's see. So this is my new MacWire special for Linda Interactive at STTS University. It should be what exactly? So I assume it's supposed to be an institute of statistics in Jakarta. Wait. Statistics. Hold on a second. It's not that. STTS. Nope. Is this really STTS? I mean, the closest that I actually have found is like the. Hold on a second. What is this? Gee, there are so many like names in here. Text. The Institute of Science, then Technology, Therapeutics, or Bio. I think that's it. But let me just check this for a moment. Let me just quickly show it maybe on the screen. Just in a moment. I think this is it. Like this is the so-called institute, university. I'm not sure, but this is the closest thing that I actually managed to find. There's much else that actually would fit the name. Okay, so lots of this then, and then. So this virus name is Linda, short name of Inda Indravati. I love her. And copyright 2000 by Vic.b. So many people actually made love letters before, and then there are some that actually make viruses for as love letters. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I think this RAM part is just comments that are just plain gibberish. I think that's like used to make it more like how to say more stealthy in this case. So I don't think that's going to cause anything else. So I might as well clean it up. Or no, oh, no, I'll just keep it as it is, but we'll see how it should go. So when it actually closes, then let's see. Current continue. Oh, no, go back. The template object here. Huh. Send for the file as system driver xls.sys. Let me just see for this. What's this? There's no keyword for this part. So I'm not sure what's this for then. Screen updating. Oh yeah, that's from before, where it's going to actually try to not update anything for a while it's doing something. Then overwrite displaying messages. Disable automatic close. Disable protection. Confirm conversions. This should be infection process, I think, to normal template, and this one implies that it's going to actually infect the actual document, the documents that are actually opened. And here, sorry. You should make your error message maker extended, like add Windows XP or Windows 7, since the one and only stable error message maker is down. I was thinking about that, but the problem in my case is that I actually make this error maker like literally from zero. So basically, I'm not using any kind of like images at all except for the pop-up for the actual icon. So everything else is just generated literally from basically like how to say it, basically by drawing. But I think I might as well actually work on that at some point, as I'm probably have to, but I'll probably have to extract some resources and then find a way to actually add them and make it work in Java in some way, actually Kotlin Java that is. Okay, so what kind of virus is this? So Python devs, well, by the name at least, so that this is actually a macro virus. So I'm still kind of checking it out what it can actually still infect, but so in general it's still a macro virus. So it's going to actually try to infect other documents or spreadsheets depending on the platform. But in this case, but in the previous case for the Kryptos, I think it was called Kryptos, right? Yeah, the Kryptos virus managed to infect Excel worksheets and Microsoft Word documents. So it can actually vary in that case. Okay, so I'm stuck around the infection process in here. So if it's in, so if the normal template has been infected, no, if it's not infected, then let's see, then it should, what's this, organize a copy. Oh, god damn it. Copies the specified auto text entry toolbar style to the template. So this is like some other way to copy it, I assume, but I never seen something like that. And then override the normal prompt, obviously. So if the document wasn't infected, then do the same thing with the document. And then save the active document as the setup.to.doc. So let's see the next part. I might have to consider maybe deleting this part, just for the sake of actually. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the normal template at least, not trying to screw me up at this point. Well, hopefully it won't. We're still in here. So with application search, look in application path. So this should find any file with reports XLS file. So if nothing is found, then Excel is installed. Oh wait, Excel installed is true. So if there are any report files found, then it's actually already installed. Basically, this virus should already be. This virus probably already has a copy on this system already. But if it's actually not infected, then run Excel. Make sure it's not visible. Disable controls for tools, view, and window. This is kind of heavy. I'll probably need minor backup in this case. Ooh. And I just realized that this probably still has macros running. Yeah, there's still macros running in here, so I'll probably kill this. And hope it doesn't actually wreck something in here. Yeah, and I also need a backup. So from here I'll just add the editor. I just want to make sure that I don't have to like make some kind of a mess. I only need that and maybe options, I think, but I do not see them here. Ah, damn it. Okay, never mind. Maybe. Okay, I'll just add tools again in here. Yeah, that should be fine enough. It's probably going to wreck this one, but this should be safe, I assume. Okay, back to this again. So remove most of the controls in Excel, get the startup Excel file, like from the startup for Excel, then apply probably the destination folder, the destination file, add a workbook. So this should be the new workbook, I think. Then add the actual copy of that macro that was actually opened in here. Ooh, go back. There's a lot of things in here. I won't be able to do all of the things. Excel in here should hide, then save vote, and then quit. So that should be all. So basically that's like dropping its own copy of virus in Excel startup folder. So basically it will run every time when it's opened at that point. Now let's see what else. Do we have anything else open? This is the only thing. So I assume it should be fine. Okay, so let's see for the so this, I assume it's the payload. So on the first day on any month, find any Word document and then delete them. Every text file, delete. Every zip file, delete. Every RAR file, delete. Every command file, delete. Every how do you call this one? It's a compressed file format, but I have no idea what's the actual name of it. It's like RJ. This is like the very old format, like between zip and RJ and maybe something else. I think it's like LHA also. So let me just check for a moment. RJ, yeah, that's like the one of the older compression software. So archived by Robert Jung. So basically that's the extension name in the compressed file format in this case. And yeah, those are also going to be deleted. All exes and all rich text formats and all Excel spreadsheets. And all of that applies only in my documents folder. And finally, with the message box, I love Linda Indravati at STTS University. I still have no idea if the STTS University is the thing that I actually have shown, or it's something else. Like that's still, if this virus is like from Indonesia, I think it's like it should be like the one that I have shown, but I didn't manage to find any other like acronym for that. And now back to this again. So we have the Merck script file. So basically another way to spread the virus with spreading it over IRC. So the script goes in here. Let's see. So this should be, I guess, like the comment doc xls mrc and perk. So I guess there's also perk IRC client. Let's see. Yeah, there's also perk IRC client that also has script support. So we'll see with this one first. So when you join the channel, as long as it's not myself, send a file or set it to a doc and report that Excel file to basically everyone. I assume no, I'm wrong. The join command, I think that's the one when someone actually joins the server, not when you join it, I think. Oh, maybe it's not. Actually, I cannot remember. I assume it's one of that. Then there's also the part, but so I'm not sure what's for the part in this case for the script. I'll probably have to still check that later. And then let's see, then for text script.Tini virus. Let's see. So in case if anyone actually says like script.Tini virus worm 732 Linda, they will be ignored, I assume. And on quit, basically it's going to say bye, nice to meet you. So it's for the Purge client, same for IRC client. So many names. So let's see. So not sure about this logic still. Assuming that this applies to everyone with the same comment. So on join, on leaving. So basically this seems to send the file when someone joins and someone leaves, as far as I've already figured out from the version. I assume that's just for the script, I'm not sure. So if anyone actually says Linda version 1.0 is going to kick that user or ignore them and ignore them, I assume. And if actually someone says dark virus warm setup 32, then ignore. And that's all for the perk part. Oh wait, there's the second one. This is the events. Hold on a sec. It's the same thing, I think. Yeah, it's the same thing. And then there's one more, right? Hold on a sec. So why it's actually doing this 3 times, or I'm kinda crazy. So the script, first part, second part, it slow down with scrolling. First, second. Okay, so they're written only 2 times. Roughly. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have the mutation function in here. So disable the screen updating part. Let's see. So the mutation in here is basically so that's actually adding the remark, which is basically this on the top. So basically these are all the remarks that are usually just used for mutation to make it look different for every single file in this case. So go back in, oh dear god. So back in here. So that's for the mutation part, with adding the remark comments. Adding the delay, oh god, this is said. So yeah, usually have a problem with like adding some kind of like real delay. So basically you have to like add like some kind of very heavy for loop to actually make it look like it's going slower for a bit. I did also that as a kid at some point, until you actually have some kind of proper solution. Okay, so the AutoExec should be run like on every startup, like yeah, I cannot actually find it like this. So when you actually try to load board, I assume, and let's see. So there's like the startup template, add new template, I assume. Save the VBS the script file, I assume. Wait, no, not the script file. I think this is still the Visual Basic file. Yeah, it's just only saved as century32.sys. So in this part, it's including the name Linda file save. Let's see. So on file save, this should. I assume this should like overwrite it. Oh wait, it should include the driver XLS file and then the save it in some way. Worms back in the day has the worst written code I've ever seen in my life. It's spaghetti code. Uh, I'll kind of still I'll kind of still disagree with that. This is still kind of well written at this point. I mean, it's still a Visual Basic, but when you actually try to work, when you actually had to work before, you didn't have any kind of documentation at all. All you had, I mean, you didn't have any kind of online documentation properly. You basically had to like use a book, and then just find the stuff in here, or use MSDN's book. Or basically, I think there's also some kind of documentation in here, or I mean, you can also use the references in here, so that's also available. So have also like loads of built-ins in here to try out, but that's also all offline. So you don't have any like any kind of like online support back then, or it was kind of rare. Today you basically have Stack Overflow. You just need to like look up on any search engine to for some problem, and then you'll just find some result that will, and you hope that it's the actual proper result for that. Back then you didn't have that such option, and well, maybe as an example, I'll try to open Visual Studio J++, and then let's see, for example, maybe some plain Windows application, and let's see for the contents. So basically you had like whole library in here with literally everything that you probably need at this point. Like there is a huge amount of things to check out. Like it keeps going and going. It's kind of endless. Well, it gets very, very large, as you can see. Even the index has lots of things to actually to find and to find out and figure out. So basically at this point, the only problem back then was to actually like just make things work, and there were no priorities of formatting the stuff. Like there was not much of a regulation of that. You just had to like write the code and deploy it. No one actually cared about any kind of safety measures or security or how did it look. So they only cared about making it work. That's all. Like today, you basically have to like stick with some security measures. You have to make sure that your code is readable, that's not spaghetti, or otherwise you'll be kind of sacked. Even I also made that when I actually initially started as an Android developer, that I also had like lots of spaghetti, because Android development process is pure, how to say, mindfuck overall. So you had like one activity, and then you also have to like mess around with services, and then you also have trouble with thread. And when you do all of that as a like some kind of a plain beginner, you kind of get shocked to the point where you don't know if you're actually a developer or just being a total idiot. I bet you haven't seen Japanese code. Well, Jacob, I think I did at some point. I actually tried checking out for an LZXC file. So let's see. Let me just check the one thing in here. I think I might have one thing that I actually found. Yeah. Okay, I cannot say that this was actually. Okay, it's. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's not Japanese, but let's just say it's kind of close. Let me just show it for a moment. So okay, so this is basically on LZXC, basically the uncompressor for LZ compressed files overall. So basically there are some like few credits that are not actually Japanese, but there is like one indication of East Kanji and East Japan stuff, which usually like has like lots of mess up in general. But from my point, I wanted to actually try to port like this program to Java, but I actually failed because I honestly cannot understand C and C++ properly. Well, C specifically, as when I'm looking at this, I'm looking like lots of gibberish. Like I cannot actually figure out what's actually doing something in here. Like it's all hexadecimal values that are pointing to somewhere, but I cannot put that in my head, along with any kind of like way to actually to seek the file, like to seek the content and buffering all of that stuff. It's actually like too much. It's way too abstract to me to actually still figure out this properly. I did actually try it at some point to actually make some logic. I did actually at least like manage to figure out how do I how do I how do I actually make sure that I can actually identify the compressed exe file. That's the only thing that I actually managed to do. Nothing else. I'll still have to probably get back to that and see if I can actually make a proper port. The goal with that was because I actually wanted to do like some kind of like I actually wanted to work on Dangerous Dave. I think if you know that game made by I think it was by John Romero, like one of those first games. I usually I wanted to like make like a Java variant of it, but I kind of get screwed up at this point. Lots of repetition too. You normally shouldn't have that many repeats, though I'm not a programmer, so I can't say for certain. For repetition, basically, if you mean like duplicated code, uh, it's kind of still a trouble when you have to work with in some parts. Like you have like one method that only does one thing. Okay, sure enough, you can actually call it from many places. So that's kind of the point. But then the problem maybe kicks in when you actually have like two probably same methods, but in different places, and then you also have the question: is the logic in them is going to change at some point? So I also have to mess around with that. But yeah, I think I kind of get a point, but yeah, with making the duplicate code, that depends on the situation still. So if it's something that's not going to change for a while, sure enough, you can just put it all in one method and use that. But if it's going to actually, if it's something volatile, like some kind of part of the code that keeps being modified in the future or planned to be modified, we'll most likely still consider keeping the duplicate code until there are some changes and then refactor it to make it more optimized in that case. Well, I kind of jumped too far with this, and then let's go back to this part. So I was stuck with the saving the file as centuries32.sys. So this I assume for overwriting normal template. Save the file again, and then now to exit it will what's info. So that's the other function. So when getting the add to document file in the files, let's see. So if we actually manage to find any Word documents, open them and infect them. So basically in all is like infect all method. And for each file in recent files, also infect them. So that also implies that all files in here should be infected. Dear God, there's so much code in here that I haven't seen for a while. And now for infecting the document file, one that's Outlook. So assume that this is also going to spread over email. Let's see. So the template file again. Wait. This kind of doesn't feel matching properly, or okay. Sorry. Let me go back. Okay, so the mail, some mail app API, then get Outlook, login with login with profile and password. Not sure about that one still. But in this case, it should get all contacts. And if so, like above 50, then it actually like apply the value for this. Let's see. Hold on a sec. So how does this counter even go? So from 1 to specific amount. So as long as this is below 50, then it should be okay. Oh wait, no. Actually, this doesn't. So if this is like, it's x is 1, so if this is 2, then this is false already. I don't know. I keep getting confused with such conditions. So I assume like that if it goes over 50, then that's it, like up to 50. But if you actually try with some plain logic in here, like this is 1, at this point it's going to be 2. So if 2 is more than 15, then save the amount to the count of those entries, because I don't know, like it makes no sense. Or I'm still kind of stupid enough in here. Okay, so in here it's going to actually apply the text like message from someone, then the body actually message from the user. Body, here's the document you asked from me with a smile face, emoticon, not emoji. Then add the attachment of the document with a file and send. Then log off, and then let's see. Oh, so this is different. I think so. This should be, so this, oh god, that's Outlook. So that basically means it's going to actually check either Outlook or Outlook Express. So in case of Outlook Express, then it's also going to do the same thing in here, and then log off. And on auto close, activate the sheet for and then it should actually like infect the Excel files. Ooh. Maybe at this point I probably won't be able to actually check out most of other viruses at this point. Let's, sorry. Kind of a bit of struggle. So driver XLS. That's actually saving the file, this links the module to driver XLS file. Disable alerts, then screen updating, and then basically repeating the same logic like it was done with the with word part. Yeah, this is basically the same thing, just so basically this is like from when it should be actually run from Excel, I assume. Yeah, let's, it's read only. Okay, let's apply it like just like Linda. Yeah, okay, let's see, close. Okay, what kind of trouble are we going to actually get at this point? I mean, I also should check if there's still something infected, maybe. Okay, this should be clean, but let me just clean up the Excel area to make sure that that's clean, because it was already full of infected files in here. Now back in here. Okay, let's try enabling this, and hopefully we're not going to regret something. Nothing happened yet. Close. Many things have happened at this point already, even though nothing's still in here. and it already made like the word 8 dot template. They make the changes. Right, close again. So at this point maybe something should be infected. I'm not already sure what exactly. Can I already fear what it might be. Let me check the normal. Okay, so normal is already infected. It didn't, I don't think it managed to mutate. Not sure what actually kicks in for that. Now let's see. Now we should actually try infecting the one Excel file in this case. So we are going to open Excel, make new book. Let's see. Let's put it on desktop and try it like this. And let me check if there's still something in here. It should be clean. But there is one. Oh, there is like reports XLS. So assume that's the infected one. So we'll just close this now. And now let's see if there are some changes in here. Nothing in here yet. So this should be, this is still not infected apparently. And nothing in here still. This is already awkward. Oh, wait a second. So let me check the document in here. So yeah, this is Bagjanisi Karel Imach version 7 Karel Imach Anton Leonardo Vincentius. Okay, document template is probably the author, I assume. But at this point, I'm not seeing any changes with the XLS file, unless I'm still doing something wrong or I actually forgot something. Because none of them are still infected. So let me try moving this over here. So it should be still like in documents and along with Linda. So both opened. And let me check the condition for this then. And this one is stored up. Now let me check again. So this should be like for the startup file. That should actually drop the driver XLS. So that was actually dropped, I think. So that's system. Wait, is it like system? What's the actual name again? Driver. So this is the driver XLS. Let me see if I can just open something else and then where the hell is it? Is it? Oh. Okay, so this is the Linda part. So basically, it should be literally the same as the one from before. Maybe just different name, I think. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's still the same thing. Now, the only thing is that this should somehow be infect the Excel in some way. But apparently it doesn't. Or so that actually requires checking the file in here. The office, Excel start. That's the reports file. So why does it actually do anything for it? It's opened, it's in here, but there's nothing. So I think that's probably maybe the faulty part that I'm missing. So let me see again. Well, I might as well just copy paste. It shouldn't be a big deal, I guess. So if I try just saving it like this, wait. Let's see. What kind of train wreck is going to happen now? Okay, enable. Strange. It's kind of blank, but it is still not. I don't know. This is still very odd. I mean, it did open it, but it doesn't actually do anything. So if I try to make another Excel worksheet, let's see. Check the editor. So where is this actually from? Is this like the new document? I mean, it actually has Linda in it, but where is it from? And why is it actually now gone again? So this is still here. Now let's copy paste this in here and see if we can actually make changes like that. Now enable macros, close, new macro, a new file, and I don't know. I mean, there's so many now. There's so many now in here, but I truly do not understand. So I cannot actually now get this to work properly after all. It will be easier if it was commented. Well, I'm afraid that most of viruses won't be commented unless they have source available. Even though VX Underground usually has like the malware source code repository, so that would actually work in that case to try it out. I mean, for them, most of the things will be commented or just reverse engineered to the point to actually explain how things work. So each way might be an option. Okay, I don't have a lot of time apparently, so I'll probably have to go kind of rushed. So let's see what we can actually get in here. Oh dear God, this is actually. I think this is actually not a document, but an actual text file, and it's still in here, but I think I screwed things up a lot because apparently I forgot to check what's the file in here. So okay, so it's still, so this is still just the macro. This is just like the Visual Basic code, but I'll probably need to like some kind of clean copy of it. Jeez, just a moment. Right. Let's see if we can actually figure out something from here, and it's probably just already disabling the voice protection and all that jazz. It also has something with the shape, so let's see if we can actually just add it in some empty document, with hoping that the Linda won't screw us up. So let me just destroy Linda, if I can. No, I don't need Linda at this point, so just save it like that. And I probably need to actually disable the listen. Let me check again. Okay, so I have microvirus protection, so I'm safe. Now I should actually now add a module. And let's see. So for the module, let's remove this, and this should be it. Let's see. So it should save the file as macaron. Oh no, gee, mvbs macaroni roygb biv, like RGB, and oh, this could be just a bit more formatted. That would be nice. Yeah, let's see if we can actually do that. See. Oh, jeez. Okay, let me just. Alright, let me just reverse this. Not completely, but. Well, I can actually run it like this. Oh, no. So wait, what the hell is this then? Wait, yes, sub. Um, is this even valid? Nope, I fucked it up. Ah. So I have no idea what's in here still, so I'll probably have to dig around again. So this is probably, I assume this is still like the Visual Basic module, just exported, so it should be like BAS instead. The only thing is, one second, can I actually run it like this? Dear God. Okay, it's slideshow window next. So this is actually like the part of a macro virus for PowerPoint, because for the slideshow window, I assume that's actually not in here. But if I actually try this like in new presentation for PowerPoint and go into the macro in here, add a module. There's no slideshow to view for this presentation. So wait, there is somewhere like VBS at this point then. Oh, here it is. So here is the VBS. And not much has actually helped to figure out. So if I try to run it, I have no idea what I'm actually doing at this point. Have you ever created a VBS script before? To be honest, no. Like in a way that in a way that I would actually seriously make a proper script, no. So I only like just maybe checked out few VBS scripts, but making my own, not really. I mean, the main problem is like the development process. Like I only have to like type things in, and if something actually breaks, you have to like double click and then see where did it actually break. I don't know any kind of like proper development tool like IDE for Visual Basic Script at this point, except for Notepad and I don't know, something else. Not sure. I mean, I can kind of still figure it out, but I kind of prefer that it was actually much more formatted. So probably need to find a tool that also is able to format things along with that. This is actually from 2005, so for VBS PowerPoint, Excel, PowerPoint, Access Project, and Visio document. Oh. So this is actually supposed to actually infect like five different how to say, Office programs at this point. So this probably needs a bit newer version of Office apparently. I assume at least. But yeah, this is still a slideshow apparently, or god damn it! Don't tell me that. Yeah, it's a slideshow minute, so I was right. So this part kind of worked for the for the macro wire for the PowerPoint at least. Wait a second, if I try this macro now. No, no slideshow to view from this presentation. Yeah, no need to save. Alright, Papercut, let's see. Let's just say, put it as a text. And see if I can actually figure it out what it is. Expose later workbook project. Papercut reg. So this is for the macro part. This document, project book. So apparently I think this is like, no wait, this is actual Word document apparently. Unless I'm still stupid enough. Okay, so go with papercut.doc. It actually disabled the. Oops, I need to disable macro, enable microvirus protection and destroy this module. I don't actually want more trouble. Actually, just delete the damn thing. Yeah, export it and then save it and then leave me alone. And then, let's just hope that this is not infected. Okay, we'll disable macros and check the code again. Oh. So you made my own a long time ago on how to make those shitty prank error message boxes in Notepad. Alright, those are actually like very simple. So you want to have like one like add message box, then the style, and then just the text, and then just show it up, and then shock everyone who is actually not like who doesn't have any kind of experience with software development in general or any kind of like computing experience at all. I get that that's like on the simple way. I also did that at one point for some people, but usually we ended up like they couldn't actually understand what the error actually meant. So basically, not much of a prank at that point. And even though if someone actually kind of put some kind of prank on me, usually kind of realized that it was still kind of a prank, because usually it was kind of obvious. The only problem is that when it's actually not obvious is when you actually have a legit error, and then you're kind of screwed. Right, let's see. Let's check this quickly. It's some strings. Okay, I'll kind of speed this up for a bit. Overwriting, then making a mess of with the colors again, like the last time with the Kryptos virus. Few more lines. Get word. Overwrite Ohio. Oh, alright. Again. And drop Papercut for actually what exactly? It doesn't actually wait, that's the folder. And then let's see. And then that's for probably another security measure problems. XP base, all your Office XP are belong to us. So that's another joke with the typo again. This is for Office XP then. So I also need that again. I truly need to actually switch between things. Oh, this is for PowerPoint apparently, so we can try this one. This is the poison, so I assume it's PPT. For whatever reason, it's not possible to open. Let's see, let's open it up in here and So what this is then? PPT 8.0. So what's the problem with this then? So this should be a PowerPoint, but it doesn't actually open. But then there's some text in here. Like user enters the new millennium with dark poison. Control medium millennium. Every time that antivirus companies detects a virus, we yada 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 yada. Millennium is too much for you, I guess. Get the hell out of here! You make us I guess sick. Well, I cannot actually open this one apparently for whatever reason, or it's some other format that I'm not aware of. Not if actually open like that. Okay, that's stupid enough. It's not actually document. It's supposed to be a live presentation, but it cannot be opened. What for? How? Well, I probably would actually need to know the format maybe a bit better. Let's see. I mean, there are so many formats in here that I'm not sure what's the problem. Okay, let's try with what. Maybe that can work. Never mind. All right, back to the for discussion. So that reminds me the times when I watch those Windows Crazy Error videos. Good times. Some of them are made in PowerPoint actually. Like those Crazy Error videos that like the ones I only remember the first one that I saw was like the Windows XP one with lots of errors like coming up from top left to top bottom. Then that Japanese music kicks in, and then everything just jumps in little top left right and all of that. I think that's either that or something else, but I think that's the one that you're talking about, Jacob. But at this point it was actually like remade for literally everything, like for Windows 98, 95, XP, Vista 7, 8, 10, 11, Ubuntu, Mac, I guess, and maybe I'm not sure if something else still managed to actually port or actually remake that, but but at this point I'm not sure. Okay, we have another. Let's see with this one. Vic.b should be also PPT. Alright, we got one. They actually disabled the macro protection here. Oh shit. Damn it. Let's see if we can actually still open this safely. Alright, we have this. So this is attach. Hold on a sec. So in attach. And OB can OB. Alright, so let's see for the attach, unless that's the one from before. I don't think it's not. It shouldn't be. Okay, back to this, let's see. In fact, this should actually just infect the stuff. And let's see, active shape range, text range counters from one select. And then save the forever code macro. I think that's like, that means like, wait. I have no idea what it actually means. I'm translating this. Test bait with macro. Okay, so this is either just a template or not, I don't know. So that should be, so I assume that's then a template, but so user for terminate. Is that any possible to actually get help? No, no help in here. Wait, I'm pressing F1 and I'm not getting anything. Usually when I press F1 I would actually get some kind of definition, but there's nothing in here. So basically, like, like the for PowerPoint there is no proper documentation. I mean there is this, but I don't know. Okay, so this was actually like apply the text and with font, and then apply this. I mean that don't implies that this macro should be just ran manually, and it does support selection for whatever reason. So if I try to just closing, wait, I did actually disable that, or let me go back. Vic.b enable. Where's the actual preview for the slide? Yeah, view show. Nothing special apparently, unless I'm missing something. Let me see if I can actually run this. I did run it, but I don't see any difference. And even for the second one, because it doesn't support cell selection. Let's see. Hold on a second. How the? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's go back in here. Ah, jeez. Usually you have like those slide details on the side, not like this. So if I actually try to apply it now like this. Oh, server that provide on macro, yeah. So test made with the macro. In this part. So this just infects things, but nothing more. And now we have MS project. So let's see, that's for sci. Let me check just the file type of project. I think it's like MSP, right? Or MPP. Let's see. MPP open. Open it as text. Okay, apparently it's not that. Let me try to edit it maybe. Where is the script file? Oh, let me just open it with Word. The notepad. Oh, of course it's not that. I have to open it like in here, and then with the macro edit down this, and oh god damn it, it's also broken. If I try to run it. Wait, okay, let's add the module then. Module run. I mean, can you actually run this at least? Is it not actually able to identify that as a macro? Or this is probably outdated. Oh. Oh, jeez. How do I run that now? How do I run this thing now? Alright, now if I actually put it like this, can you actually now run it? Oh, remove. Now let's see. Effects, fine then. X on the lines. X. So. Oh dear God. Yeah. And if let's see, and very small. Next, next D O. Next T. So this just infects things, nothing more. Really, if that even works at this point. Alright, I think I actually managed to try all of them. I did actually try Tini.a and Papercut, I think. Oh. Oh yeah, I did it, and I also managed to screw up the editor in this case. So yeah, yet another wreck of a system with this. Not sure if it can actually resolve with something more dangerous. I think it doesn't. Still some base and not too much else. Speaking of PowerPoint, I remember when people created their own OS in PowerPoint. It's a smart idea since you have macros and you can do everything with macros. People can get very creative. I remember creating my own PowerPoint OS. It's embarrassing. Well, I would say that PowerPoint operating systems are not actual operating systems, but maybe just a simulation of that. I'll overall don't. I mean, you can just do it like for the sake of like enjoying it, but not like to make it like make something serious, because basically you're kind of making like an operating system under the quotes with everything already implemented by Windows in behind. So you're only making like some kind of like front end. Like basically you're making like a web page that does every kind of interaction with an operating system on its own. So kind of close to like ActiveX maybe. Maybe the closest thing ever. Well, the ActiveX and JavaScript, Internet Explorer, and kind of just mix that all up in one, in like some kind of like HTML application, and basically that's kind of close to PowerPoint OS, but just with some different kind of perspective and different kind of way of creating it in some way. Overall, I'm done with this for now. So I'll probably have to work with. I'll probably have to do some more. Oh, give me a second. Okay. So I'll probably have to work on some other things in for the next year. So I'll probably have to like create a few sets of virtual machines with some predefined software that I can also demonstrate specific malware behavior flow between all those machines and how it should work. I also have to make sure that I can actually enjoy this next week, so I can actually spend the holidays a bit more, and yeah, in general enjoy it. So yeah, sure enough, it's fun to make PowerPoint OS or actually anything in PowerPoint. I did also make things like in PowerPoint to actually just for the sake of it, like mostly playing with shapes and all that, because I didn't have any games back then until I managed to get it after a few years. It is a stupid idea, so yeah, you can keep it to yourself at least, but I probably have still some copies of some bullshit I also made long time ago, and it's still nothing special. Like as a kid, you probably have lots of imagination and stuff, so it's always a good thing that you can actually explore. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't like show it. Don't just like expose it like publicly to say that it's the next big thing, because it's not. It's not. Usually, it's better just for kids to actually experiment around and still, well, enjoy. Not actually to they shouldn't go like go completely public and then earn money on anything like that. They should just have like some their own personal life and social life in general, but not kind of like not public life at least. That's gonna probably going to cause lots of trouble for them. Okay then. So yeah, thanks for staying for the stream for most of the time at least. For the next week, I probably won't make any streams at this point because I have to probably enjoying the holidays for a bit. So we'll probably see each other for the new year, unless unless I'm truly bored and probably make like some kind of like 24-hour stream maybe, but that's still kind of out of scope. I heard it's possible to make ransomware with PowerPoint. Technically, you can make ransomware with literally anything, any kind of office program with macros enabled. Like you can actually like write it all up in Visual Basic and let someone else open the file and then enable macros and that's it, or just use some kind of exploit that will actually download the actual program that will actually encrypt this whole system. So that can vary. So you can make it with PowerPoint with Visual Basic, or you can also just make it possible that it abuses some exploit and then don't download it. So one of those two options in this case. Once again, thanks for staying. So yeah, we'll see you next time in like next week. If I actually going to do like 24-hour stream, maybe this week or next week, I'll see. But for now, I still have no idea. The same with the escape key makes no difference either way, I would say. So, do you have any other questions, Jacob, or that's all? Or if anyone else has anything to say, I'll just keep myself a bit silent for a few minutes until I say the final goodbye, at least. Well, the final goodbye in a way, the final for this year. Hopefully, and then for the next year we can actually do some more streams. Not sure, for more videos. Hoping for that. Okay then. Thanks again for staying. That's it, and see you then, and bye.